check. But you
I
know,
was,
when you get phone calls and then like 7 o'clock games, like, it's not often.
realistically speaking, sleep.
Are you picking this up? This is what you will get. Yeah, I'm trying to get some. I need to check if I didn't press any buttons because I've.
Make sure you're happy.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, please ask the ladies from Unit 101, that is our women's 800 meter freestyle. If you have not yet recorded, to line up the please make your way over to the marching area.
Take your marks.
Right, the women's 800 freestyle, please make your way over to marching.
Just relax. Take marks.
there taking photos of today's event. You can order it on photofrog.com. You can, is it .co there? If I can get a thumbs up. There we go. Yes, you can order it from photofrog.co, and then they will be available next week to you guys. So please, if you would like some action photos of your swimmers, please visit photofrog.co and please order those photos. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are also ready to start this morning's session. Right, ladies and gentlemen, before we do, I need to introduce you to a group of very special people. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our officials, and their presence here today is extremely vital to the integrity of this event, as well as to the integrity of the sport. I would like to thank all those who are volunteering here today on a women's notice. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that, and we hope you have a great and fantastic day of racing. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me with loud claps and even louder cheering, and please welcome out onto the deck one of our amazing officials. And then, ladies and gentlemen, our two referees for this morning's session. First up, Miss Stella Young. And right beside her, also put your hands together for Benita Glenna. Right, for the rest of our timekeepers, you may be good. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start our finals this morning with event 101.
Welcome to Saturday morning at Hillcrest, Pretoria. We're about to start the finals of Grand Prix number 2, and we're going to start with the 800 freestyle for women. It's going to be a very exciting race. Top seed is Tshwane Kutsia. She'll be swimming in lane number 4. Tshwane has represented South Africa at the Olympics and lots of world champs, so she's one of our top swimmers, and we look forward to seeing how she goes this morning. We have 2 heats in this event. This is heat number 1. Heat number 1, Talia Smith is swimming in lane number 4, and she's had a great season with open water. She won Mid-Mar in the junior section 13 and under. She's just had a birthday and turned 14, but we'll watch how she goes. We know she's got the endurance to have a great swim in a longer distance swim like the 800. So I just want to welcome the co-presenter, Kayleen, is with me this morning. And what do you think about her chances in this 800?
I think they're really good. Talia has a really good stroke. She has a good breathing pattern, and she works really hard. I've seen her at training, and I see her in the pool and at Mid-Mar, and she has good fight in her. So I'm happy for her, and I want to see how she does.
Okay, so we have an entry time of just over 10 minutes, and I think that's the kind of time these girls will be looking to try dip under in this first heat. We're just going to give you some feedback of the splits as they go along.
They're about to be turning on a 108 is Talia's first 100 time. Behind her they're turning on 112, 113s, holding the pace nicely. So let's see if she can hold the 108s for the whole 800.
So in order to get under the 10 minutes, she's going to have to hold a 1 minute 15 average for all 8 100s. So she's under that mark already, and we'll just keep you informed of how she goes as she goes along through the race, whether we're on track to get under the 10 minutes. It looks like Yama Bagwa from Seagulls is also having a great swim. You can see her just next to her in lane number 3. She's in second place at this time.
I think this race is pretty interesting because someone can start out in the front and it's about pacing yourself and keeping yourself in the front, and at the back you might have a different strategy, is kind of start off slower and end off faster. So it's a good race to watch. I didn't personally race this race, but I loved watching these races because it can change so quickly.
So we're going to come now to the 200 meter mark. We're going to see what the split is now when she turns.
Talia turning on a 227. Not far behind her on 230s and 232s.
Kaylin, this is a long race, 16 laps of the pool. Now, what do you think these swimmers are thinking about for these 16 laps?
I think they're honestly, at this point in the race, thinking about holding on to their pace, keeping their kicks high, catching the water strongly. You don't want to miss and slip through water. I think they're mostly thinking about their breathing pattern. This point in the race, you want to stabilize your breathing pattern, hold on to the way you started the race. So it's also probably starting to burn right now, but we'll see. In your experience, what do you think the racing strategy is for an 800?
I think the key thing is the 800. You've got to be one of those big endurance kind of people. And we saw last night in the 400s, as the 400s got faster, the fall off from 100 to the next is much smaller with the top swimmers. They might fall off 0.1 or 0.2, where the more younger, inexperienced swimmers might fall off 3 or 4 seconds on 100, and you lose a lot of ground in that. So we're coming now to the 300 meter mark with 346. So I think she's in with, if I do a quick calculation, she's holding 119s, and she needs to be a little bit quicker than that if she wants to go under the 10-minute mark. Obviously she's the leader, so you know, in a tight field, which we'll see in the next heat, it's easier to gauge because you've got a feeling how the other swimmers are doing. She hasn't really got a gauge when you're the leader. You just got the people behind you, so she doesn't know how she's actually doing in the race.
Yeah, it's just about when she tumble turns and sees how far they are from the wall. So it's very tight. Starting to rain a little bit now, putting some pressure on the swimmers. I'm sure they don't really feel it though.
Yeah.
Let me go get my bag.
Okay, so we've got a bit of extra water coming down from the sky now, but we're coming down to the halfway mark, the 400 meter mark, and Talia turning the 5:02. Okay, so in order to get under 10 minutes in the swimming, we call it, you have to do a negative split, means you've got to come back faster on the second 400 than the first 400. But I think we're most probably going to look at a time around a 10:08, 10:09. I don't know if the rain is going to detract from their performance. Okay, now it'll be interesting to see what kind of split she does on this 100. to see whether she's picked up the pace or she's holding the same pace. We don't see much change in the positions of the swimmers. You can see it looks like a triangle. Normally that's what you want in a final. Lane number 4 is the center lane where you put your fastest swimmer, and then as you split out to the outer lanes, then the weaker swimmers move to the outside.
Talia is still holding on really strong at the front there. Not far behind her is Oyama.
So that split was a 118. So I don't think we're going to go under the 10-minute mark. We're most probably going to be closer more to the 10-10, 10-11 mark. But she does come into the personal best of 10-18, so I think she'll try and get a personal best here, and I think she's on pace to do that.
Just 5 laps left, 5 laps to go. Dean, did you know that in America they count up with their lap counters? They don't count down. Which was really confusing for me the first time I swam a 500. I was like, why are they counting up?
Yeah, well, look, counting up I guess also makes sense because you know how many lengths you've done.
Yeah.
But at least our swimmers are used to. Okay, we're just moving slightly our equipment. The rain's coming into the equipment now.
Okay, last 200 meters.
Okay, so she's sitting on a 118. She's constant on a 118 at this point. So it should be just over the 10-10.
I think this is the point where it really starts to burn. Your vision starts going a little bit, and you gotta pull everything you've got out of you to finish this race in that last 100 meters.
Okay, you can see the bell being rung, which means they've got 100 meters to go. And she's turning at 8:54. So I think we're going to look about, I think just over the 8:10 or around the 8:10. So all the swimmers being told now they've got 50 meters to go, 100 meters to go.
Okay, now she's putting in the last 50 work. She's really giving everything she's got. Anything that's left in the tank, that's what she's putting out right now. Working hard.
Okay, you can see the speeding up to the finish now. The tempo of the arms start to increase. So she's putting everything in. We've got about 4 or 5 meters to go, coming into the wall. And she comes back really well and gets a time of, I think I got a 10:07. I'm just going to wait for it to come up on the scoreboard.
Might have been a soft touch.
I think we've seen a bit of problems with the touchpad on lane number 4 last night. So we'll just have to wait for the official result. Our screen is showing a 10:08.
Finishing in second with a 10:33.61. There's Talia showing a little thumbs up to her coach, to her mom. Very happy with her time, taking off about 10 seconds, right?
Very good swim,
Yeah,
very good swim.
really good swim. It's a very tough race to race, and I respect swimmers who do these races. They're very, very tough. Oh, there's... Oh,
We
no.
have the completion of the first heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving over to our second final swimming for you in lane 1, Kiara Banks, lane 2.
This is the heat to watch now.
Stephanie Houtman, lane 4, Renee Coetzee, lane 5, Catherine van Rensburg, lane 6, Kylie Lebrun, lane 7, Taylor Passabaum, and in lane 8, Julia Baker.
Okay, so this is the final heat of the 800 freestyle for women. We are swimming the finals at Hillcrest, Pretoria. Okay, and they're off. We have some very seasoned campaigners in this final of the women's 800. Obviously, top seed Renee Coetzee swam internationally at the University of Georgia for 4 years, representing South Africa at the Olympics and many world champs. She's swimming in lane 4 with the red cap on, and she has Stephanie Houtman, also very seasoned swimmer, been to world champs, holds some South African records in the short course events. We've also got Catherine van Rensburg, not only a pool swimmer, but also has been one of our top open water swimmers in the 5 and 10K, so we know that she's got the experience to swim a great distance swimmer, and they're almost going stroke for stroke now for this first 100 meters.
In the last 3 lanes, we actually have 3 15-year-olds. And that's really interesting to me to see such young swimmers swimming this distance at such a good pace, showing good efforts from the younger kids, the younger up and running swimmers.
And we have the 100 meter split of 103, and those top 3 girls are all sitting on the same time, 103. They train together, so they know each other, so they'll know how they pace, they know their strengths and weaknesses, and they'll try and ride off each other at least for the first 500-600 meters. Looks like today just slightly picking up on the others. This is what you want to do in a longer swim, just put the pressure on and see if everyone's comfortable with holding it. You can also see Janae very good turns. She's getting a slight edge on the turns. Tucks up really sharp in that turn, gets a good push off, and it forces the other swimmers to work harder in the race.
Is that okay?
Okay, the rain's coming down quite strongly at this time. And we have a 210 for the first 200 meters. That means the second 100 is a 107 split. Okay, if they hold 107s, we're going to look for most probably about a 853, 854. We know these girls can do it.
You can see them working nicely off each other there, all 3 of them in a row. It's going to come down to those last few 100 meters.
You've got Houtman at the top of your screen, just trying to put a bit of pressure on. And then Catherine van Rensburg at the bottom going into the turn first. That was a good turn.
You see her really reaching in her stroke, reaching very far forward.
Yeah, so I think Van Rensburg is now taking charge of the race. She's putting the pressure on. And she's pulled away about half, almost a full body length now. So she's definitely picking up the pace. They're going to come now to the 300 meter mark. And you can just see how she split the whole field open in 50 meters. Okay, she's turning in 317. So 108 for that 100. But sometimes in these distance races, if you break too early, it gives the other swimmers a chance to catch you up. And you can see Houtman's definitely making the charge back on this 50 meters and putting the pressure on. Janae's sitting in the middle, but she's not letting them break away. So it's going to be a real cat and mouse, this 800 meters between these 3 girls. But Catherine van Rensburg just going into that turn looking good. Great turn, she's really working those turns and gets a full body length by going in hard just before the turn. And you can see she's getting open water, that's what you want to get, because then the person behind you just lose touch with you, and once you get open water then it's almost impossible to catch up again.
The other girls are working very hard to stay at least on her hip. As soon as you move past her hip, it starts to break away.
Okay, we've got a time of 4:24 on the scoreboard turning, so we could be around the 8:50 mark if they come back very strongly, and these girls are definitely have the capability, and you can see Hopen really is catching up on the length from the deep end going to the shallow end. She really makes an effort on that length, but loses it on the length coming back. Maybe it's the breathing pattern, she loses touch. But Van Rensburg looking good. Tshwane now starting to make a little bit of a power push to try and catch up, but I think Van Rensburg looks like she's gone now. So you can see the open water now. You know, when you see her in the screen and you look at her feet, there's no one at her feet. That's where you want to be in an open water swim or a long swim, because they've lost touch with her. We're going to watch this 100 and see how she goes. Okay, so that's a 108. Okay, so most probably we're going to look about an 8:53, 8:54. Anything under 9 minutes is a good swim at this time. The rest of the field is quite broken up after these three. I would say the other swimmers are most probably about 15, 20 seconds behind. But Catherine now totally in control. She's got a good 8-9 meters on second place. Looks very comfortable with her stroke, Karen.
Yeah. She's swimming into that wall with such a great momentum. The walls are barely there for her. She's using them greatly to her advantage. I think that's a mistake that some swimmers make in the 800, is going slower into the walls. But you have to pick up that momentum using the walls, especially when you're an open water swimmer used to not having any walls. So she's doing a great job here.
And you can see she doesn't breathe for the last two strokes going into the walls. She's really making a great effort. It's a great example for the younger swimmers just on how to do it right. So Catherine looking really good. That was a 6:40 her turn at the 600 meter mark. Okay, so she's going to be about 5-6 seconds under the nine-minute mark. The previous heat we're looking to go into 10 minutes. This heat is a lot faster. It's almost a minute faster that they're aiming for. Okay, so we're looking at the time, and she should be about at 8:47. Looks like she might have picked up a little bit. We're watching the clock as she comes into the wall now.
Going into that last 100 meters, she's going to definitely pick up her
7:48
cadence.
on the big scoreboard. Okay, we'll see this last 100. Hopefully it'll be about a 55, the final time. They're all getting the bells indicating they've got 100 meters to go. Okay, we can see a big gap from the third place. It must be close to 20-30 seconds now from the third place to the fourth place. And it looks like Zuria Fenta is in fourth place. Okay, but right now you still have your leader, Catherine van Rensburg.
Coming into the wall now.
And she's got, we want to get in 10 seconds to get into the wall.
looks really comfortable, really strong. What a great swim.
Okay, 8:56.0. Great swim by Catherine van Rensburg.
Touching
Okay.
second.
With a 9:03 Stephanie Houtman and 9:08 for Dunay Kutsia. Okay, those are your top three finishers in the women's 800 freestyle. We're now going to see the fourth, fifth places who takes those. Okay, we have Zuria Fenter coming in lane number 8. And she comes in with a 9:30. Okay, which is a good swim for her. Okay, so around the 9:30 mark, between 9:30 and 9:40, we're going to see the next four swimmers come in around their entry times. And that'll be the completion of the women's 800 meter freestyle, which is event number 1 in the finals of the Grand Prix number 2, Hillcrest, Pretoria.
This might be my favorite race to watch, Dean. I really like watching the 400 IM.
The 400 IM, I think you have to be the most versatile swimmer. You have to be able to do everything to swim a great 400 medley. We should see a great race here. We have 3 swimmers in. This is the first heat. There's 2 heats in the 400 individual medley. In lane number 3 in the white cap, you see Luca Cocci. He's only 15, but he's a really good swimmer. Okay, we've got Revamped Skuma in the lead in lane number 4. And then we've got Liam Levinson in lane number 5. They have an entry time. Revamped has a time of 5:04, Liam 5:06, and Luca 5:15. So they're just off the 5-minute pace. And they want to try and get as close as they can to 5 minutes. And we'll take you through the race as it goes along.
Coming into the 100 meter mark, this is where it actually really starts to burn if you're not fit enough in the butterfly. So these boys look very strong. You want to go into the backstroke with a good momentum, not dropping off any pace here. This is not where you rest in the backstroke, where the younger swimmers tend to rest here because you can breathe. But with the rain in their face, I don't think they can breathe too much. It's really
Okay.
coming down.
It's coming down very strongly now. There might be a few breaks in signal with the storm that we have at the moment. But we still got Revamped Miller, Revamped Skuman.
He's keeping his pace really good. That cadence of his arms and his kick is very good. His hips are high. Not far behind him is
I think
Luca.
Liam Levinson.
Oh, Liam.
Liam's a great breaststroker, so Revampt's going to have to really get a good lead by the end of this backstroke. Otherwise, Liam, his main stroke is breaststroke, is going to challenge him on the breaststroke leg. So we'll see what happens. We're coming to the end of the backstroke, and then we'll see what's the breaststroke leg. Usually the back and breaststroke legs are the key strokes in the 400 medley, depending on your strength and weakness.
In my experience, I've always seen breaststrokers win this race. Breaststrokers are very, very good at the 400 IM. Oh. Adrian.
Okay, as I said, the breaststroke is one of the key strokes, and you can see Liam now really working that breaststroke. We thought he had come up, he's a great breaststroker, and this can change the whole 400 medley.
See that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you can just see what a difference a good breaststroke can make in a 400 medley. Breaststroke is the slower stroke. So what happens, it's where you want to gain the most because everyone else is losing a lot of time on breaststroke.
Okay, and touching first right now is Liam. He took over for first position very quickly in that breaststroke. He's gained a quick lead here. This race is very much about strategy. It's about what leg of the race you really want to work hard on, where you know your competitors will work hard on, and that's how you win a 400 IM, is you choosing which leg you want to really try your hardest to overtake. Coming into his last 50.
Okay, so he has a time of 5:06. We'll be chasing that down. We'll see how close he is to getting that time. He's looking very good at the moment.
Last 4, 5:06, 5:07, 5:08. I'll tell you. And touching in about a 5:10. Not too far off of his best time. Very good race to watch though.
Can't see that one.
Sven, Ting, Yuan, Guy, Neil. Very Tix dominated race. They all train together, so let's see how they race together. They know each other's strategies. They know how the other person races.
So lane 4, Jean Boshoff. He's our top seed. He goes in with an entry time of 4:27, which is more than 10 seconds ahead of the fellow competitors in this race. So we're going to see how the race goes out. Anyone who's close to Jean is obviously having a great race. Okay, and Jean swimming in lane number 4. Guy Vessels in lane number 5. Guy Vessels is a great butterfly swimmer, so we expect him to be out there, especially in the butterfly leg. Tshwane is swimming in lane number 3, also a butterfly specialist. And then we'll start moving on to the different strokes.
You see, they don't go too hard out on the butterfly. You don't want to kill yourself in the first 100 of this race. This race is about pure fitness, about pure endurance. If you can swim all 4 strokes fast, it's really a good show to who you are as a swimmer. Breaking away from the rest of the pack are the front 3 swimmers in lane 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, Jean obviously strong on the middle strokes. In lane number 4, he's turning first at the end of the backstroke leg.
The other boy's not too far behind him, staying right there on his hip.
Guy Vessels in lane 5 at the bottom of the screen. He's almost with him. And then we saw in the previous heat what happens in the breaststroke. So we're just going to wait for the breaststroke to pan out, because that's going to be the make or break of these swimmers in this 400 medley.
If you can go to that scoreboard on the right at the top. Here now, just go there just so the commentators can see.
Okay. Coming into the wall at about a 2:16 or 15 pace. Let's see. Turning on a 2:16.58, 2:15.21 in lane 4, and a 2:18.24.
Okay, still not much separating these top three swimmers. It looks like they're all pretty solid on all four strokes. Okay, this is the one we talked about, the breaststroke. Okay, and I think you can see Jean's obviously a better breaststroker because you see the gap opening up on the breaststroke.
Keeping their hips high, really high, trying not to let anything drop in their body. It's also key on this to do your underwaters on that breaststroke. I know sometimes it feels like your chest's about to explode open, but that's where you gain the leads, is making sure you get those breaststroke underwaters to find your edge in the race.
Okay, and you can just see how much space you can gain. He's gained maybe 5 or 6 meters in the breaststroke, and that's what you want to do. You've got to have a great breaststroke. If someone's weak at it, they just won't be able to go with you.
Okay. Turning on a 3:38.22.
Okay, so we're not going to see a time near his best time. Most probably about a 3:42. So most probably everyone will put on a few seconds. We are swimming at an altitude in Pretoria of about 1,390 meters. And what happens in the longer distance, it does affect the performance. Okay, at a high altitude, the density of the oxygen is a lot less, which means that you're not getting as much oxygen going to your muscles, which means it's harder to perform at the high level for a duration of period. So right now we had Jean looking very good. He's clearly going to win this one. We're just going to look at the time that he does.
Dean, would you say it's good to practice racing at this altitude before you race at sea level?
Absolutely. Okay, we see both Tatiana Skuman and Peter Kutsia, who have won gold medals at World Champs and Tatiana at Olympics. They try and stay at the altitude. So Jean wins in a 4:45. Okay, you want to stay at an altitude for as long as possible, and then you go down to coast at the last minute, because then you're used to performing without any oxygen, and then when you go down to coast, it's like putting an oxygen mask on, and you've got all this extra oxygen. You feel amazing. So it's a huge asset to be able to train at altitude.
Yes. Thank you, Dean. Love hearing your insights. Okay, we're going on to the 200 freestyle now. Got Georgia Null, Hannah Robertson, and Corne van Skalkwyk, the top 3 seeds for this race. There's only one heat of this race.
So we have the start of the women's 200 meter freestyle final, and top seed is Hannah Robertson swimming in lane number 4, Georgia Nell in lane number 5, and this is a very important race for our women swimmers. Our goal is to send a relay team to the Olympics, a 4x200, so we're definitely going to be looking at the top 4 finishers in this event. We have some swimmers overseas who are doing really well. Okay, Hannah Robertson is on the initial lists at this point. She has done a PB of a 2:01, which is a really fast time, and puts her on the potential relay going forward. Georgia Nell, also a very strong swimmer, swimming next to her in lane number 5, is also a potential relay swimmer. So these girls know that the performance in the 200 is crucial to them. It's going to give them a potential spot to Commonwealth Games and hopefully to the Olympics. We saw them, the heats turn around 1 minute. We're going to look at their splits for the first 100 meters and see how they go.
Hannah, Corne, and Georgia all turning on a 1 minute. very close to the 1 minute. Corne just off with the 101.
Okay, so this is similar to what we saw in the heats, and then on the second 100, Hannah came back very strongly for a 2:03. She's now got Georgia next to her in this race, but Georgia's dropped off a bit.
Hannah pulling away.
And it looks
That's
like
how she goes
Corne in
into
lane
wall.
number 3 also having a great swim of these 3 girls. And we come down to the final 50 meters, and we're just going to see who's strong now coming down for this final. And you can see there's almost a line, even though it's not a line there when you look at the pool. There's this almost like half a body length, but Corne, Hannah,
Georgia coming up to the front, fighting really hard to come
Yeah.
and chase Hannah down.
and we can't forget Catherine van Rensburg just on the outside.
Again, both guys quickly. Coming into finish, number 1.
Okay, and a great race there.
Touching in first was Hannah with a 2:03.15. Second was Georgia with a 2:03.32, not far off of each other.
Okay, so that's looking really good for those 2 girls. Okay, to do that at altitude is going to put them in contention to make the relay to go to Commonwealth Games.
Corne goes on manual, it's just those guys on 3 on 2 now. One now.
It says B, but there's no.
You good? You want me to come in? You good?
Yeah, okay, so we have the B final for the men's 100-meter freestyle. So this is the premier event. The 100 free is basically to see who's the fastest swimmer in the world.
3 now. Big shot on 3.
Okay, in this, from the prelims, the fastest time was a 53 seconds. Okay, and we can look at lane 4. It's Ty Pearson was 53.1, and next to him we've got Jason Briggs in lane 5. He was also 53, and Aidan Godfrey also 53. So we're going to look going down for this first 50 meters. Looks like Ty Pearson turning first. Okay, and then we're going to see coming back. Okay, great underwaters by Ty Pearson. Really got half a body length on the other swimmers. We're going to see if any of these swimmers can get under the 53 seconds. Obviously how strong you can back off the event coming back on the second 50. Okay, it looks like Ty Pearson is going to take it. But Aidan Godfrey is really pushing him now. You can see the 2 coming into the finish. We're watching the scoreboard.
Touching in first is Ty Pearson with a 51.83. Moving on to the A final, my apologies.
So that puts a 51 seconds for the B final, puts a lot of pressure on the A final. The top time in last night's heats was a 51, and obviously we want to see if anyone can better that time of 51.8. And the top seed is our Mantman, swimming out of lane 4. He's about 6'5". He's really tall and really fast going out on that first length.
Going out really strong in this race. This race is all about power and speed, power and speed.
So Amantan, he's got that extreme speed. You can see him going out really fast on the first 50.
He turned on a 23.46.
Okay,
It's
so
really
he's-
strong time.
He is a world-class sprinter, and he's only 17, so he is the youngest swimmer in this field. and he's just got to be able to hang in now for the last few, but he's got open water. He's having a great swim here. 5 meters coming into the wall. This is going to be a fantastic swim.
Touching on a 50.50, breaking that 51.
So that's a fantastic swim by Amant. 17 years of age, 50 points. He's very happy with that. And it's great for South African swimming to have such a young swimmer swimming so fast up here in Pretoria.
My boyfriend says thank you. Going into the B final. Sorry, Dean, you go ahead.
Okay, so we got the B final of the women's 100-meter breaststroke, and I think South Africa has such a proud history of women's breaststroke. Penny Haynes, Tatiana Schoenmaker, and I think if you watch closely, you're going to see the next Olympic champion swimming in one of these finals. So the fastest entry time is 1:15. What we have seen this morning is that a lot of these swimmers are really picking up their performance in these finals this morning. You see 1:15 is the time. We're going to try to see if they can better that. And at this point, looking very strong is going to be lane number 5. Okay, lane number 5 is Rebecca Kuhn. Okay, she's having a great swim.
You can see the power in her stroke, the way she's pulling up and her chest is rising so quickly. It just shows you how strong those arms are. Shooting forward every single time. Great catch in the water, great glides.
Kayla House in lane 1 is also up there at this point. We're coming to the finish.
Moving forward is Megan Shepherd.
Coming in.
Megan Shepherd touching in first with a 1:16.64. Very nice.
Okay, and that's what happens. These races, anybody can take it from any lane.
This is really the race to watch here. We've got Kayleen, who swam at the Olympics 2 times.
2 times, and at the last World Champs, she got the bronze medal in the 200 breaststroke.
And Laura's just come back from the Dubai World Champs. Is it World Champs?
Yeah, the World Cup, where she did exceptionally well, winning the 50 and the 100 breaststroke. So like the previous heat, we saw someone with pure speed going out really fast. Laura is that person in breaststroke. She has about the 4th or 5th fastest time in the world in the 50-meter breaststroke. We expect her to try and take it out real fast on the first 50 meters. Okay, Kayleen is more the 200, the back half. So Kayleen wants to be as close to her for the first 50 meters and hoping that she can catch up on the second. They're almost going stroke for this first 50 meters. You can see Laura just slightly front going into the turn.
Touching on a 31, 32, 32.
Okay, so great swim, great turn by both girls. And now it's going to be the fight coming back the second 50 meters. Yesterday in the heats, Laura was very strong coming back on that second 50, but she is competing against one of the top best swimmers in the world in breaststroke.
You can see Kayleen putting a lot of pressure on her now. She's got the age and experience on her, but Laura's still holding tight in the front.
Yeah, Laura just looks a bit stronger now coming down for these last 10 meters. And you can just see that strength pulling away. And Laura's going to touch first.
Laura touching with a 1:08. Just waiting on those splits, a 1:08.88.
Okay, that's a really good swim, so they'll be happy with these times. Really good times for this time of the year.
In lane 1, Owen Harding. Lane 2, Arden Mapagote. Lane 3, Hayden Bianchi. Lane 4, Linus Hall. Lane 5, Brent Walden Holmes. Lane 6, Sean Thomas. Lane 7, Joshua Miller.
Timekeepers are going to be moving now. So the timekeepers are moving to the other side, I think, because we're going to be doing a 50. The swimmers are going to go back underneath the cover until the timekeepers can get to the other side quite quickly. Don't want to stand out in the rain.
So we can look forward to this 50-meter breaststroke. As women have had some amazing breaststrokers, like Penny Haynes and Tatiana Schoenmaker, both winning medals. One of our greatest male swimmers of all time, Cameron van der Berg, okay, winning gold and medals at 2 Olympic Games, winning multiple world champs, is making a comeback to try and make LA Olympics.
I saw that actually. I was actually quite interested in that. And I was like, oh my word, that's really cool. I met him one time at senior nationals and it was really exciting for me.
So he was unbeaten for about 7 or 8 years in world swimming in the 50 breaststroke. But we have a strong legacy of new kids on the block, and we will see one of them quite shortly. His name is Chris Smith. He'll be in the A final. He already holds the world junior record for the 50 breaststroke. So he'll be in the second heat of the breaststroke event, and we're going to be watching him shortly.
Steady feel quickly, hold it there, just hold it there. Okay, you're clear on it. Clear one.
Okay, this is the B final of the men's 50 breaststroke. Linus Carl in lane number 4 goes in the fastest seed, 30.14. But Brett Walden Holmes in lane 5 is 2/100ths of a second behind him on entry time. So it's going to be anybody's race. Kayleen, how do you call it?
I call this a tight race, but I'm going to say, no, I can't decide. I have to decide in the last 15. Oh my word, look at this race. Now these are the fun races to watch. Touching first in lane 6. Oh no, yes, with a 30.40. Is Tshwane. Very nice, very nice. Sorry, watching the other times, watching all that race, that was a very quick race to watch. Very tight. When it comes down to 50s, every little moment matters. With a 30.40, really good time from Tshwane.
So we're going to move on to the A final. Lane 4 is the one we're all going to watch. Chris Smith, 26.9 last night. Okay, ranking in the top 8 in the world. His best time is a 26.6, where he set the world junior record. So we're going to see how close he can come to that record today in this final of the men's 100, the women's 50-meter breaststroke.
Okay. Okay, let's see this tight race.
And you can see from the start, Chris had a great start. And we can see the real fast swimming on the 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes.
Just immediately he breaks away, hey?
Break, and you can see just how he's in a few meters has gone so far ahead of everyone else.
He stays quite low to the water, which is a new tactic. He's done already. Oh my word, 26.79.
Okay,
Very
so
good
that's
time.
a really good swim for Chris. 1/10 of a second outside of his world junior record. He said to me earlier this year that he's looking to break the Commonwealth record at Commonwealth Games, and I think he's going to be a big contender going forward.
Going into the B final now of the 100 fly. Just waiting on those timekeepers to walk back. It's really good to see how these swimmers compete in the rain. I mean, you want to compete before nationals in some of the worst conditions just to prepare yourself for anything. You could prepare yourself for anything that's going to happen. Luckily, nationals is an indoor pool, right, Dean?
So these are very dedicated. You know, to be a top swimmer these days, you almost got to commit your whole lifestyle to swimming. It's a very demanding sport. Okay, you've got to train maybe 4 or 5 hours a day at the elite level, and that's 6 days a week. So they put in the work and that dedication. When they come here, they really want to perform and do the best that they can possibly do. We're moving on to the women's 100-meter butterfly. We're going to start with the B final. And we have got Jo Eli Viljoen in lane number 4. Her time in the heats was a 105.2. And next to her we've got a couple of 106s. So that's the time that we're going to be looking to see if they can better in this morning's B final.
In this race, you're looking for a lot of underwater work, really high hips, doing as much as you can to get power going forward and not going upwards. For our younger swimmers, this is a good race to watch, to understand. It's also a lot about strategy. Which 25 are you going to work the hardest on? Because this is a very taxing stroke. Butterfly is a very, very taxing stroke. Touching in first is Jo Eli in lane 4 with a 30.04.
So that's a good split, 30 points. She can come back really strong. We could get a 104. She seems to be dominating this B final. Maybe half a body length ahead, Kaylin, of the other girls.
Yeah, you can see how strong her kick is as well. And she's throwing herself forward every single time. Really good stroke. On the outside though, coming in with her, in lane 1 is Rachel.
And we got a really strong finish by lane number 5.
Okay, touching, waiting on that scoreboard. I think it was around a 104, must have been a 104, something like that. Yeah, we've just got a bit of an issue with the lane 4 final times touchpad. In lane 4 we've got Jamie with the fastest time. Jamie is only 17 years old. She is the youngest in this heat.
Okay, this is the final of the women's 100-meter butterfly. Jamie Motes in lane number 4. Great start. She got half a body length. She's a tall girl, close to 6 foot. Karin Knobloch next to her in lane number 5 from Stellenbosch. She had the second fastest time from the heats. Okay, Jamie Mote went a 101, and you just see that height advantage, the long stroking, going into the turn for the first 50. She's looking very good at this point coming in.
Yeah, you see how she flicks her feet up and back down really, really quickly, showing how strong her legs are and how strong her kick is. That's driving her forward every single time. Not far behind her on either side are also same kick, very strong flick up and down.
And then also in lane number 6, Tennille Baptiste. We saw her yesterday have a great swim, and she's also in the mix now, coming down about the last 8-9 meters. But it's Jamie Mote, clear the field. She's going to have a great swim, head down, going into the finish.
Touching the wall at a 101.36. Not bad at all. Her entry time was a 101.52, so she did better, which is really good for a final heat.
That's a personal best. She is one of our rising stars, and I think we look forward to seeing her performances over the next couple of years. backstroke B final. Okay, Christian van Eerden is the fastest with a minute .91. Okay, we've got Sean Gibson with a minute .98 and Anthony van der Linden with a 101.0. So in less than 1/100th of a second, we've got 3 swimmers. We're going to be fighting it out. It looks like lane number 4 lost a lot on the start there. The other 2 are gone. Lane 5, great underwater work. He's looking really good. Okay, and that's Sean Gibson really powering away at this point.
These types of backstroke races are really, I mean, all types of backstroke races are really about your underwater work. So it's about how you use those walls and use the start. Going into the finish looking really, really strong.
Okay, Anthony van der Linden also coming in. Okay,
Touching first in lane 5.
So lane 5 with a 59.6. Okay, first man to go under the minutes in today's finals. He'll be happy with that. That's a personal best for him.
He's waiting for Gemma to swim.
Lane 3, Ty Pearson. Lane 4, Alcott Miller. Lane 5, Ronan Tron. Lane 6, Matthew Mann. Lane 7, Michael van Gierden. And in lane 8, Jonathan Tshwane.
Seeing Ty Pearson again in the A final. Hillcrest with the fastest time.
Okay, we have the final of the men's 100-meter backstroke in the water. We're going to be watching lane number 4, Hillcrest Miller. Okay, and here's the best time of 56. It looks like Ty Pearson in lane number 3 had a great underwater, gave him a big advantage. And the other swimmers are going to have to work their swimming speed to catch up and try regain what they lost with that underwater. Hillcrest coming to the turn first. He's going into the wall.
Turning on a 28.10.
So slightly slow. He was 27 last night. Great turn by Ty Pearson coming off the wall. And it looks like lanes 3, 4 and 5 now battling it out. And lane 5 looking good. Okay, and that's Ronan Tshwane. But Hillcrest coming with a finish. Hillcrest also good on a 200, so he's got the endurance in backstroke. And I think it's going to be a very close finish between these 2 swimmers who can get their hand to the wall.
Him, Hillcrest touching in first with a 57.92. The rest are all 58s, just behind him. In second was a 58.20.
So this is really nice to see, Karen, is that we've got such close racing.
Yeah.
And this is what these swimmers need. They need to race under pressure, because when you go to world swimming, all the races are going to be like this.
Yes.
Lane 1, Kaylee Pereira. Lane 2, Corey Coates. Lane 3, Bailey Lambert. Lane 4, Ella May Clarkson. Lane 5, Gemma Walton. Lane 6, Giselle Norris. Lane 7, Jenna Norris. And in lane 8, Andrea van Heemsteen.
This is a really tight race. You see a lot of youngsters in this race. They've got the speed. They like racing these races.
As you say, Ken, and it's very interesting, because if you look at lanes 4 and 5, they both went in with exactly the same time.
Yep.
31.26. It's not often that you get a tie to the 100th of a second, but we've got it here going into the final. And we've got some big swimmers in lane 3. We've got Bailey Lambert, who went to the World Juniors for South Africa for backstroke. Giselle Moritz also having represented South Africa in backstroke before.
Yeah, it comes down to every little piece of this race. Every single thing needs to be perfect. Underwaters, finishes, the type of stroke you like to do, like keeping your arms high, your hips high. It's going to be a battle between Ella May, Bailey and Gemma for who can get maybe break that 31.
Okay, we do see the sun starting to break through a bit, which is nice for the swimmers.
I would disagree in backstroke though. You got that sun in your eyes, not having a good time, but I think it's
only one
better.
length, so-
Yeah, only one length, but it's good. It's good. Happy that they don't have to swim in the rain anymore.
We're just waiting for the timekeepers to get set up on the other side of the pool for the 50-meter events, and then we'll be ready to start.
Everyone just making sure their backstroke ledges are correct.
Okay, clean start. We're going to see who gets the best underwater. And
LMA, I think, coming out
yeah,
very strong. About a half a body length ahead.
okay, lane 3 slightly in front. We've got about 10 meters to go, but the center lanes will pick up now coming into the finish. It's who's got the long arms. That's where Peter could see us. So lucky with those huge arms. It looks like lane number 6 or 5.
Yeah, it was lane 6 with a 31.26. That would be Giselle. She's been performing really well recently. Seen a few things about her on SwimSA. Very, very tight. 31.26 was the entry time.
Amazing.
Yeah, the first place for this heat.
Okay, now we're moving on to the A final.
We've got Mila in lane 3, Taylor in lane 4, and Cassidy in lane 5. Taylor coming in with a 28.86. Behind her is Cassidy with 29.81.
Taylor Yonka, I think, should be top seed. She was is a former South African record holder in this event with a time of 28.4, so she wasn't too far off her time last night with a 28.8. She has a high speed turnover, which is really good. High head position, so you can see she's well out of the water, and that body position just allows her to get on top of the water and really move through the water. And she's going to take this 50-meter backstroke.
Yes, and a 29.15, a little bit slower than she did coming in. But it's all about the little things in your races, perfecting all those little things that you may think are a mistake. We have Adrian Goet coming in next to me now. He's going to take over for Dean for a little bit. Okay, we're heading into the men 200 fly. There is one heat of this. In lane 4 we have Kai. In lane 5 we have Tshwane, and in lane 3 we have Tshwane. 4 laps of butterfly. It's a really hard race to do, but these boys train for it, so let's see how they go. We've also got Guy in lane 6.
And I think also someone to look out for is Jordan Eaton. Jordan has actually won this event at Nationals before. Let's see how these guys go.
It's a very strategic race, don't you think, Adrian?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to pace as well, and if you don't get that pacing right, you're going to hurt.
Yeah.
That inevitable gorilla is going to jump on your back and actually, slow you down and make you work super hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to go out too hard in that first 50, otherwise the last 50 you'll be fighting for your life.
What's always interesting is just watching the difference between the guys as they swim, the different strategies to the stroke, the different efficiencies that the guys are putting in. Jordan seems to really focus on his pull through. He's got quite a powerful stroke as he pulls. It doesn't free flow. He seems to pause every single stroke, something that I think he worked on with his coach at the time, Richard Little. It's worked for him from a strategy perspective. Right now,
He's fighting for the top
Yeah.
spot.
he's sitting in 4th place, I think, roughly. Other swimmers to look out for. There, of course, was close
Turning.
between lane 4 and 5, which was Kai Whelan and John Boshoff.
Yeah, they're turning on a 102. It's a fight for first here. It's down to the last 50.
It's interesting to just see the different strategies that the different coaches have used. A really, really strong push off there from Jean Boshoff into his last 50. He seems to have picked up his pace and really, really surged forward. I don't think Kai Whelan actually saw that coming. And John definitely looks like he is taking this through quite strong to the finish.
Yeah, swimming quite close on the lane rope there. He's watching out the side of his eye.
Let's see what the last 3 meters brings.
Okay.
And it was Jean Boshoff touching first.
They 2:08.50. Good race between the boys. They look like they're good friends. They enjoy racing together. Okay.
I think
Good
this
race
one,
to
of
watch.
course, Kayleen is the one to watch out for in the 200 iron. She looked really good yesterday, so let's see what they do today.
Right, final results, ladies and gentlemen, for event 1.
This is about racing strategically as well, but a 200 IM is more of a sprint for these swimmers. They're sprinting every 50 and giving it their all on every 50, saving a piece of themselves for the 50 that they're going to choose to really, really pull out ahead.
Final results for event 107. This is our women's 100 meter butterfly. Placing third.
Okay. Turning on 31s and 32s, pretty good for a 50 fly. Carla, Kayleen and Scarlett all fighting for that first, but it's not just then Gemma coming out from the side.
You speak about strategy, Kellen, in the 200 IM. Something that is really, really important, I think more so important in a shorter IM like this. If they get it wrong from the get-go, they'll suffer through the back end of this. But if they actually get this mix right between the strokes, they definitely can hold on quite nicely to a really good result.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you can also see that these girls train together, like they all have similar strategies. They know what the other one is doing. Their partners, their training partners. Kayleen pulling out ahead. as you can see, her strategy was really to take that breaststroke really strong. That's her strength for sure.
Yeah, but breaststroke is the stroke that generally defines the IM. Usually if you have a strong breaststroke in the IM, that's kind of where the swimmers take the lead and take charge of any race.
No, definitely. Kayleen pulled out very far ahead. They were all together on the wall, just half body lengths next to each other, and now she is leading by full body length, almost making it a body length and a half. This freestyle is it's a very hard part of the race. You got to really kick, blow bubbles, try and get that lactic acid out of your body and finish strong. Kayleen coming into the wall.
That looked like a soft touch from Kayleen. Unfortunately, her time is not showing.
Yeah, lane 4 has been giving us some grief with their final touches.
Ladies and gentlemen, event 112. Then the 400 meter freestyle. Swimming in lane 1, Connor Albertine. Lane 2, Vian Bubbleman. Lane 3, Armin Krieger. Lane 4, Matthew Caldwell. Lane 5, Adrian van Beek. Lane 6, Henry Lowe. Lane 7, Matthew Goller. And in lane 8, Michael Wensberg.
Okay, going into the 400 meter freestyle.
So yeah, last night in the heats, it was quite a good race between Matthew Caldwell and Adrian van Beek. They were definitely pacing each other, and as they went through the race, I think Matt's back-end strength seemed to show, and he literally took the lead and won that race within the last 100 meters. Matt is, of course, turning first at the first 50. Stroke looks comfortable. The guys are not really going all out right now. A little bit of what we term easy speed is very, very important in this race, so you don't outdo yourself in the first 100. A well-paced 400 gives you a really good result in the end.
Yeah, I think the 400 is really about knowing yourself as a swimmer and what speed you can go out and hold on to for 4 100s. A lot of these swimmers train hundreds all the time just to try and hold on to the speed they want to hold on to for 4 100 straight, no stopping. Long strokes, holding your arm there to catch the water really well. Would you say it's also about their breathing pattern in this race?
Yeah, look, I think in a 400 oxygen is very, very important. The more air you get in, the better. You will see that they generally opt for a 2-stroke breathing rhythm. So that means that if their left arm is going into the water, they're going to breathe every right stroke, which you can see what Matt Caldwell is doing, as well as Adrian van Beek. Generally, you breathe to your stronger side, and air, of course, on this type of distance is the utmost importance. Unlike a 50-meter freestyle where you generally may not breathe for that whole race. Matt Caldwell seemed to be dominating at the moment. He's really taken charge of this race right now.
Yeah, turning on a 157. It's a really good time to turn on. His kick's looking strong. Behind him, the boys are chasing him down. Or rather, should I say men?
Preferably men, I think that will rather be called men.
My apologies.
Our youngest swimmer in that race is the 2 16-year-olds, which is Vian Bottleman and Matthew Goller. Vian, funny enough, is one of our open water swimmers, along with actually a number of these guys in this race. You've got Connor Albertine in lane 1, who is one of our top open water swimmers. Vian Bottleman, one of our better junior and top junior swimmers. And Matt Caldwell, having recently won the mid-mile event, main event, as well as the Prime View swim where he was first in the 5 kilometer. So yeah, open water, maybe the open water training is what helps these guys. They kind of sit in a different mindset to the rest of the guys. distance is their friend.
Yeah, I think definitely even in the 800 free for the girls, you saw a lot of open water swimmers pulling out ahead, like Catherine van Rensburg, for example. Just open water swimmer is really, really good at swimming the long distance events in these pools.
Yeah, and you saw her in the 800 meter this morning, really dominating and putting in a really good effort. Although Catherine has decided that she doesn't really want to do open water swimming in this season. It's a little bit of a sad loss to the community. What's quite interesting here is how this race is going to unfold. You see a slightly different strategy from Adrian van Wyk, as he had held on to a slightly slower pace. He's really chasing now to take the lead. And
Yeah,
I think he's just edged ahead of Matthew Caldwell in the last 25 meters.
Really, really good swim from him. Very strategic. He saved it all for the end. In America, we used to call that sandbagging. And I think it's a really smart way of racing these races.
Interesting there, the winning time 4:02 was slower than last night's final. But these guys have done really well. I think really good race, good to watch, some exciting 400 meter racing.
There are 2 heats of this race. We have a B final and then an A final.
What we're really looking forward to is watching Caitlin De Lange now tackle this 50 free. She went at 24.87 last night. Do you think she has more in her this morning?
I think having a sleep, having a rest, that can help. Definitely can help. So let's see how she goes. In this heat, we've got Taylor Jonker and
Ashley Schultz and Johanna Bass. It's quite interesting looking across pool deck to see how the girls stand up. There's some tall girls, some short girls. Usually you would find that the 50 freestyle swimmers are a little bit taller than everyone else. But our young lady in lane 5 doesn't seem to be the tallest on deck.
means she has a lot of power in her strokes. But being tall definitely is an advantage in these races. Just waiting on those timekeepers to get set up on the other side. I think this race is a very technical race. It comes down to technicality, speed, and power. You can make one small mistake and the whole race is done for you. But if you do everything right, you can win.
We've actually watched it at Nationals, where some of the swimmers have gone in with a no breathing strategy and then breathed at the wrong time in the race, and it actually cost them. Or else perhaps trying to go with a no breathing strategy and actually needing the air towards the end of the race, which will then also slow them down. So as soon as they take their breath, they tend to pause and hold on, especially if it's a deep gulping breath.
Exactly. It's going to be a tight race.
So breakout is super important here. The idea behind a good breakout is that the ladies or the men actually rocket onto the surface. You would have seen all of them trying to apply that tactic so that they can get as much speed from the underwater onto the surface and then tackle the race from there.
Yeah, coming out with a torpedo breakout. Oh, you can see the race is turning. Oh, in lane 8, we've got a first touch with a 26.68.
So that's our fastest time. Lane 8, which was Rachel
Groups.
Groups from Tux. Good swim. I think what's going to be interesting here is how Jess Thompson tackles this race. It will be interesting to see. But along there is Georgia Nell. Yeah, Caitlin's got some good, strong swimmers next to her. So between those three, let's see what happens.
This race is a little different with their entry times. There's not all at 27 for all of them. All swimmers here have a little bit of a different time, so it's going to be interesting to see who can pull out ahead.
Caitlin De Lange looks like she's in the lead at the moment. Really powerful swim there. Jess is trying to push and hold on tight. She's tight race. Well done, girls. Or ladies, they definitely had a good swim there.
Caitlin touching first with a 25.14.
Yeah, 25.1. Jess 25.49. So it literally was a touch between the two of them. But good racing. Unfortunately, Caitlin didn't go as fast as she went last night.
Lane 4, Sean Thomas. Lane 5, Simon Kelly. Lane 6, Lane 1. Lane 7, Matthew Randall. And in lane 8, Giancarlo Raffanello.
We're going into the men's 200 meter breaststroke.
I must say, watching Sean Thomas evolve as a breaststroke has been quite interesting. He trained with Richard Little for a little bit of time at Crusaders. He then moved to PE, where he then swam under David Glover, and now has come back to Tux to train under Rocco. Let's see what Sean does this afternoon, or this morning, apologies. Another young person to watch out for there, of course, is Simon Kelly, and then Zane Niemand. Zane Niemand can definitely give these guys a challenge if he's on form today.
Used to be one of your swimmers, didn't he, Adrian?
Yeah, Zane trained with me for some time and then opted to move across to Tux, where he has been under Rocco's guidance. Rocco, of course, being one of our better breaststroke coaches in this country, with his successes with Kayleen and as well as Tatiana.
So looks like we're missing swimmer in lane 5, Simon Kelly.
Final results for event 108 men 100 meter backstroke. Placing third today, congratulations to Prix.
What's really interesting to see again is the strategy applied to breaststroke. You generally need to save some of your legs somewhere through this race, and if you put this race together nicely, you can actually attack the back end quite nice and quite fast.
Matthew pulling out ahead, touching first with a 31.52.
Yeah, and bearing in mind, Matthew Randall has been one of our better breaststrokers. He has been someone that's been at the top in the country. So perhaps Matthew gave a nice, chilled, controlled heat last night. And let's see what he can pull out today.
Which is sometimes a strategy for our older swimmers, to kind of control your first race, your heats, and then come into the finals with the best you can give. I guess it's also about what galas you're swimming at. At the Olympics, you're going to give your 110% in heats, prelims, finals.
Yeah, I must say Zane is looking pretty good there, just trailing behind Matthew. Slightly ahead of Sean at this stage. However, Sean seems to be attacking this third 50. And let's see what happens now. I see Zane has also increased his tempo as he chases the last 25 meters of that 50. Matthew Randall touching first, way ahead of the pack. Damn good underwater there as he pushes hard through and comes out strong and attacks his last 50. Zainiman's tempo picked up, as you saw, and he's looking pretty good at the moment.
Pulling out way ahead. He's about 3 body lengths ahead of everyone.
And Tshwane has jumped ahead of him now, so it's definitely a race for 2nd and 3rd place, with Matthew Randall comfortably going to take this 200-meter breaststroke. Matthew touching first.
Sean coming in second.
2:18.61. 2:18.61. Great swim there.
Sean touching with a 2:21.86.
And that places Zainiman third, 2:24.50. Next up, event 115, which is the woman 200-meter backstroke. This was your favorite race at one stage.
Mine.
Yeah, Kaylin, you used to love backstroke 200-meter. Tell me a little bit about what a strategy would be here. And if you were in a position to actually race this right now, what would you be doing? What would you be thinking about? How would you want to tackle this?
Yeah, I went through a phase where, I feel like I'm still in that phase. I do like backstroke. It was a stroke that I naturally caught onto as a young swimmer. My strategy in the 200 backstroke was always that first 100, you want to go out at a comfortable but fast pace. Like you said, easy speed. The third 50 is really where you change the race for yourself. You got to give it your all there. And that last 50 is everything you got left. You just got to really throw those arms over. Your legs should be absolutely finished by the time you hop out of that pool.
Yeah, I always said that as a backstroker, one shouldn't be able to walk. If you've really put in some good effort in the race, your legs would have taken so much strain that walking would be a struggle after a 200-meter backstroke.
Yeah.
Do you remember those days?
I do remember those days. I do remember getting out onto pool deck and not being able to walk. And I think also from pushing those underwaters, which Adrian taught me well how to do. In 200 back, you'll see in the Olympics, they really, really push their underwaters. You'll see Hannah Pierce here also just push her underwaters off of those walls, push off underneath her wave to catch as much speed as she can underwater. She comes out first.
7 meters of underwater work there from Hannah. I think she could still probably go a little bit more. Let's see what she does after the 100 meter.
She's throwing her arms really nicely. Her hips are really high. And she's got a strong kick in this 100. She's really going out super fast in this 100. You can see she's working really hard on this one. Let's see if she can hold on to this base. She's about to go into the wall and turn on a 1:06, which is a really nice, strong pace. And you'd be surprised in a 200 back. You go out in easy speed and you turn on almost nearing your PB. It shows you the endurance that you need to swim this race.
Breathing becomes a really important factor also in backstroke. If your breathing rhythm is out, you generally hamper your stroke and your speed. So you will watch that these girls are either breathing in with one arm going in and holding the breath for the next stroke and then breathing again to get that breathing rhythm right. Good underwater push off. She pushed again 6-ish meters underwater. I think that's something that Hannah could probably work on.
Yeah, you want that last lap to be as far as you can go underwater.
Yeah. But it also probably comes down to the effort that she's put into this race, where she's just got to hold on and make sure that those underwaters are fast but comfortable. She has a really, really good lead here as she's chasing the last 5 meters. 5 meters to go. Good
touching at a
lunge.
2:17.
Yeah, good
really
lunge
good
onto the
time.
wall, 2:17, good swim.
The other girl's coming at a 2:23 and a 2:24.
Right, well done, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to event 116. This is our men's 50-meter butterfly.
And we're heading into our last event of the morning's finals, event 116. the men's 50-meter butterfly. We see some swimmers haven't arrived for this first heat. We have our top 3 seeds: Luke Bestel, Kai Basenbergen, and Michael van Heerden. Let's see what those 3 guys do. Michael, having just swum a little bit earlier on, maybe his earlier swim affects this race, but I think that he's definitely got the stamina and the speed and the power to come back strong in this fly.
They are missing the last 2. Okay, going into this B final, it's really about power, staying underwater as long as you can and coming up very powerful. You see, their breathing strategy is really just keep your head under as long as you can and just take a breath when you really need it.
I see some guys opting for a 5-stroke breathing pattern, changing to a 2-stroke breathing pattern in the last 25 meters. Each person does something slightly different. Sometimes they say breathing is the one that slows you down. So if you do take that breath, is it pausing your stroke, or is it giving you that extra energy from the oxygen that can push you forward?
Touching first in lane 2 with a 25.48 is Armand.
Okay, the one to watch out for here is lane 4's Ty Pearson from Lane Leaders. Ty was also up here at Tux over the last couple of seasons, where he also trained under Rocco. Right now he's back at Lane Leaders, or he's back in the Cape at Lane Leaders. Training with Corin Hugo.
Really fast arms and like a very strong kick. You can see that. His hips are very high.
Interesting to always watch a swimmer's evolution and how being in a program and different programs can benefit you or hamper you. He looks like he's a lot happier swimming. I think that was a good race. Ty touching 24.8 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 24.8.
And that was a really good race. He looks far happier, he looks far more comfortable. Lane Leaders seems to be working for him. Perhaps the influence of Corin Hugo as his coach has made a big impact. Really good to see Ty swimming so well. And that brings our broadcast of this morning's finals to an end. Oh, sorry. I'm jumping the gun. We have 117, one more event to go, which is the relay. So that was the end of the individual races. This morning, we now have the mixed 4x100 meter medley relay, which is going to conclude our session this morning. So just what the viewers won't know out there, they always wonder why the medley relay is swum in such a different order to the normal relay. Medley relay is swum in alphabetical order, which means that the backstroke would come first, followed by the breaststroke, then the butterfly, then the freestyle or front crawl.
I didn't actually know that. I thought it was, from a young age, I thought it was because so you didn't have to like do backstroke in the middle. Remember in the kiddies when you would swim, like you didn't want to swim into someone else on the backstroke legs of everything. So I did not know that. Thank you for that piece of information, Adrian.
But again, probably also was put in there from a safety perspective because you actually can't dive into a backstroke leg. So if they start off first, they're definitely in a better position for a safer start to the 400 meter individual medley. Sorry, the 400 meter medley relay.
And first place with a winning time of 4 minutes 2.75 seconds, representing South. Congratulations to Adrian Prix. Final results for event 114, men's 200 meter breaststroke. Second place is awarded to Tshwane, and first place with a winning time of 2 minutes 18.61 seconds. Congratulations to Hatfield.
Okay, but it's easier.
So again, mixed medley relay comes down to strategy. The decision is always who do we put first. Most of the time the guys putting this relay together would choose to put a male in the fly and the breaststroke leg of this race, needing the strength and the power from the men.
Excuse me, these glasses on the floor, they're about to get scratched.
Thank you.
This is a text race, all of them racing against each other, which I think is good for them for practicing for nationals and big world events in swimming.
What's important here is that we have more and more people participating in relays. We are actually trying to qualify our relay swimmers or relay teams for the Olympics. So this is where it starts, you know, getting the swimmers involved, getting them swimming and actually making them race these relays to see where their strengths are, to put the best team forward for South Africa for the Olympics. Could actually be detrimental to the relay team that you're swimming for.
Yeah, it does come down to precision there. In America, we used to have a whole practice of 2 hours of just doing relay flying starts because we would often get DQ'd for that. It's very technical and very precise. Touching first is lane 5 with a 4:03.22, not far behind, with a 4:04.65 was lane 3, and in third is lane 4.
And lane 5 went with lady, man, lady. So as I said, yeah, they chose the option of putting their stronger male swimmers in the middle, and it certainly worked out for them. And that concludes the
Our next session for this afternoon, we will see you a bit later for our
finals of Grand Prix number 2 on day number 2. We look forward to the heats that will be starting at 4:30 this afternoon, which will then take us through to the end of day 2's session, which is the heats that will start at 4:30. We'll see you back live later on this afternoon.
Thank you guys, lots of fun watching and commentating.
Yeah, thank you, Kaylin. Some good input from you. It was really good to have conversation with you on air. Look forward to doing some more of this.
Just see the officials march out too, just get the officials going up.